What is shaking YouTube? Hope you are well. Happy Thursday to everyone. Let's get into the shenanigans that are cryptocurrency and the markets in general. We, of course, have always breaking news for crypto and Bitcoin, especially. There's a couple of stories that I find quite interesting. One of them is Argentina is now asking Interpol to red flag Mr. Hayden Davis. Hayden Davis, the legendary meme coin rug and pull creator. Yep, rug pull creator. Sorry. Greatest hits include the Melania coin, but especially this Libra coin in Argentina. And this for me is one of the big problematic things for crypto. And I really hope that Interpol does snag this dude and hold him accountable for something. It's so bizarre how crypto just constantly allows these crazy scams to take place, and then they expect people to take crypto seriously. You know, and I get it. Meme coins aren't the same as, well, they pretty much are the same as Ethereum these days, but not the same as, let's say, Bitcoin or Sol or XRP projects that are trying to really push boundaries. Bitcoin, not really, but XRP for sure, ADA, that sort of stuff. I get that. But as long as we have these people rug pulling and scamming people and using crypto as the avenue, then, you know, the masses aren't going to get that involved in it. And then we look at Russia today. They've come out and basically are looking like they're going to approve a crypto reserve fund, a banking situation, which is going to be using cryptocurrency. And like with all news coming out of Russia, it usually isn't that good. So what's going on there? Yeah, they're going to do a 3-year project, a 3-year pilot project, which is going to be available only to highly qualified investors. Now, I have no idea what the hell that means. What is a highly qualified investor? I do not know. Sounds like oligarch to me, but I could be wrong. It could be just some Joe Schmo analyst from a big Russian bank. I don't know what the hell that means. But the reality is that nobody is going to be able to trade Bitcoin there still. So peer-to-peer, still illegal, still won't happen. So it's going to be basically open for interpretation what the hell that means. What is a highly qualified crypto investor? Is it going to be a bunch of whales that get some sort of refuge in Russia? They can create maybe some tax-free sort of shenanigans again. I don't know, man. So very strange, man. Very strange. Like it's mass adaptation without the masses being involved, right? So pretty brutal. Let's see if this whole crypto reserve in the States can get by. Apparently, they are looking to push a 100,000 Bitcoin purchase through Congress. So if that can happen, obviously that's going to be a good thing for Bitcoin, but probably you'll get that dump, right? Sort of like when ETFs come out or when any good news comes out, you get that dump before the pump, get all the early bird buyers shaken out of their positions and moving on. All right, now for the good news on the charts, we do have this butterfly playing out here like we talked about last week. And we've been talking about it in the Discord. So we've hit take profit 1 already, take profit 2 somewhere around this zone here. Be careful as it might not reach that, obviously, right? You gotta pay yourself on the way up, ladies and gentlemen, and look for potential add-ons. But that's what I'm looking for. Interestingly, so I like this butterfly. If you put on the any sort of auto harmonic indicator, this one from Trendscope is pretty good. On the 4-hour chart, you're going to come up with a bunch of different patterns, all right, including the lovely butterfly. But they've got this massive Navarro 200 here, which is going to be putting your target up at 106K. The butterfly target 4 for this butterfly is 102, which is a little bit outrageous for me, but you never know what happens here. And you've also got a deep crab, which is putting your 3rd target up at 99 and your 4th target up at 106. So I'm not a big believer of these targets on these indicators, but it is interesting to see how absolutely massive this Navarro 200 is here. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like it because it includes the high. All right, so that to me is just a bit of a red flag. I would much rather see it come out of a range, and I prefer to trade my harmonic patterns in ranges, but that's just me. So very interesting, I would say. Let's get rid of this bad boy. But that's really what I'm looking at, is this butterfly formation here, and looking to target around 94 to 98 and then take it from there. See what happens if we can start busting up over our support and resistance zones and hold them. You know, let's say we do eventually hit the A target, and then we can hold this and start breaking above these. It'll be very interesting. I'm still very curious to see what happens when we hit around 104. We've got that that zone that we've been looking at here from the 104K stream update. There it is up there, but we'll get to that when we get there. So as far as today is going, we do have good news and bad news as always for the old bit. All right, let's take this down to lower time frames here, the half hour. Here is our equilibrium line for yesterday. So this is our previous day's equilibrium. We've held on that. And the bad news is that we actually have a 30%, an 80% setup, also known as your value area setup. Let's check it out and just go over this quickly. Now, do I believe that this is going to play out? Not yet, but it has flashed. All right. So here we have yesterday's volume profile, very balanced day, point of control right in the middle. We closed high on it though. All right, so we closed above the value area. We got our first two candle confirmation right here. Very nice short, I have to say. And again, 80% probability that we come down and hit this previous day's value area low. Now look at what we're bouncing off of. The point of control / previous day's equilibrium. And now we're putting in a little bit of a range here. So let's see how this goes. But remember, if you're looking for trades here, it's a bit of a dodgy situation. We have not taken the previous day's high, and we are putting in lower lows and lower highs now. So definitely in the cards here, but it all depends on how New York opens up and decides to move this. All right. The other thing we could be looking down here at the lows. All right. Very good news that yesterday we did also hit off at the point of control, challenge this volume area, value area node all the way to the bottoms, kind of cleaned it up, and then moved our way back up. And we left a pretty massive selling tail here. So this is a big zone of interest, this wick on the half-hour chart. And problematically, we've done the same thing on the high, and we've hit into that once again today and rejecting from there. All right. So buying tail, selling tail. It's a tale of two tails. Tale of two cities. Yeah, never mind. Anyways, so that's the bad news, is that 80% setup is in play. All right, but we are holding here, and these 80% plays don't work out quite as well as they used to, but the point of control is almost guaranteed. And this was a very, very tasty little trade here because of that second half-hour candle where it closed. All right, so you actually get a pretty decent shot to the bottom there, about 0.8%. So yeah, pretty nice setup there. So keep that in mind as you are looking for setups today or day trading this. Yeah, it could keep going to the downside. Now London has really done nothing to the upside here. It's pretty much just opened up. It went straight for the Asia lows and then broke back into the Asia range. So we are inside the Asia range, which is also good news. But we are definitely moving down here. So be aware, be careful, think about where you are. All right. Here is obviously that butterfly low so far. It does look like it's playing out, and we haven't had a real good retrace yet. Okay, this one was pretty decent, but it was based off of this structure here. So we have had our 3 levels to the upside. Now we're expecting a little corrective pattern here. Will it go lower? I don't really think that much, but there is a lot of imbalance here for us to clean up, but we could save that for later. Save it for another week. Speaking of weeks, the other thing we're rejecting off of up here, all right, and I wouldn't call it concerning. Let me just get rid of this for a sec. Right. We've got the previous week's closing range low here, yeah. And that's exactly what we rejected off of yesterday. So pretty amazing. Previous week's closing range, also known as Friday, all right? So hit into that and rejected off of it. Huge, big, aggressive move to the downside yesterday off of that. Thank you, New York. Jeez, what a push. So obviously we've broken previous week's closing range, to the downside. Never a great look, but the good look now is that we have yesterday broken the initial balance of this week. All right, so that's your Monday and Tuesday high and low. So likely we will not be visiting the lows this week. I mean, we can come and take this, but we won't be breaking Tuesday's low this week. Doesn't mean next week we won't, but this week looks pretty good. So if we do get a big move to the downside here, you can be confidently looking for a long position as long as it gets here relatively early in the next 2 days. All right. Because again, this only applies to this week, right? So that is a pretty decent look here. In other news, the NASDAQ looking fantastic. For those of you who know, W formation hit off of the 886 in an order block / fair value gap. What an absolute banger of a trade. 200 points. Great way to start your Thursday. Thank you, London. Beautiful stuff there. Beautiful stuff. And again, put on your EMAs, check it out, watch it, learn it, love it, live it. The only problem with this I had is that it didn't really afford you. Well, maybe I shouldn't use the word afford. What it didn't really give was any great chances for you to add in this. Pretty nasty little move there. So after we break the apex here, I mean, it just goes and it never gives you a chance to add. Now we've got this big pullback here. So there's a good thing about this and a bad thing about this. One, we could be putting in a potential M formation here now, but we don't really have any levels to the upside to count on this. So pretty wild move, man. This could be the first pullback and maybe come back and retest this apex and put in another reset W and keep on going. Or this could be the first real chance for you to get back into this bad boy and ride it all the way up. This would be your target, of course, from your W. But yeah, a little bit on the dodgy side after you've already ripped 200 points out of that. But could happen. But looks pretty decent. All right, let's take a look at in general here. So the NQ1 is we're still down 57 points on the day. So that's not a great look. Asia really did dump it. We're also down on the ES1, 8.5 points. Also not a great look. And also the DAX is down 36 points right now. So that also not overly confidence inspiring. All right, let's take a peek at the watch list here. And again, not looking overly confidence inducing, mixed bag. Look at broccoli go. Can't believe there's a coin called broccoli. Broccoli buttholes, farts. It's unbelievable. And jail stool up 30%. The Odd Bjorner Classic. So it looks like a bit of a mixed bag, right? A bit confusing here. Sol pretty flat. The president's coin. It's about to say his name, but I shall not say his name. Up very slightly. Brand new. XLM up 8%. Wow. That's good to see. That's really good to see. Yeah. So kind of looking like a mixed bag here. It will be very interesting to see how New York opens this up. I am feeling relatively bullish on the day here. My only problem is really this 80% setup, but let's see if New York plays this to the downside real quick and we get that sweep of the London lows and maybe come down and test this value area. Now there's this big volume node here that could be quite problematic. All right. So remember that we don't have much volume at the value area low, but we do have it. So if you are playing this 80% setup and you start to see some big reaction off of this zone, you know, just make sure you pay yourself, get some profit out of there. All right. XRP bank integration next Thursday. ISO 2002 says Oddbjorner. Yeah, and there's also, I can't remember where it was now, but was it in Africa somewhere or somewhere in Asia? No, it was I guess United Arab Emirates. I think it was the United Arab Emirates. They're also doing a XRP sort of payment system. It looks like it's going to go through, so that's good news for XRP as well. They can shake off this stupid SEC stuff. It's pretty wild how the SEC lets the meme coin guys rug pull people and just scam, and then they bother actual coins with applications. Yes, and Japan, says Oddburner. All right, so Japan and the UAE. So yeah, that's great news. Really good news, actually. What's going on, Builder Bab? Good to see you, buddy. Mr. Marius, hope you're well. Oddburner, you as well. Yeah, so here, you know, looks like we're still moving down here, but we do have a few hours till New York opens here, and see how that goes. Let's check out our darling ADA once again. Sweet ADA. Anybody see anything familiar here? Pretty nice here. So pump up, put in a level 1, pump up, put in a level 2, and now it's really starting to break down. So that might be it for the day for now, but see how this plays out on ADA. So London really putting in some great moves here today, right off of the open. Let's take a look at this jail stool. Pardon me. Not as nice on the London open for jail stool here, but not bad there. All right, London open, dumps, pumps, comes back up, holds, and then starts to rip it. Mr. Unknown, buddy, how are you? Good to see you. There's that, and then Banana, who apparently is causing people pain today. There you are, London open, dips, and then rips, takes the London open again, and now it's just creating havoc here. Really choppy, not something I would be overly interested in getting into right now, unless I was looking to trade this range, which could be quite lucrative. All right, something like so. Pull a fib on that and let the range show itself. All right, look at that, 886, 236. So getting some respect, not huge, but you could definitely be looking to trade the lows, short the lows, long the, short the highs, along the lows. Whoa, well, I'll get it together in a minute. Hopefully it's Thursday, one more day and it's the weekend. Yeah, so bit sketchy though. It does look insanely choppy. The beauty with these is if you are looking just to range trade this, the outcomes can be spectacular, absolutely spectacular. Even if you catch like just a portion here, 0.81%. So very nice. Very nice, but personally, I don't think I'd be looking at that. Our good old Rare, let's take a peek at Rare here, which down 8% today. This has been a mover and a shaker as of late, and it's also looking pretty darn choppy. Here's your London Open. You get your over, under, back above, retest, and starting to move up here. So not a big fan of this chop right now here. Do have a relatively decent sort of rounding here happening. So I'm sure we're going to hear people start saying cup and handle pretty soon on this, but let's see how that goes. So that is really about it in terms of, oh, wait a second. That's never it. it is really never it, because in terms of news, we do have PPI coming out in about an hour and 10 minutes. All right. So our core PPI is out, also unemployment claims. So if we could have higher than expected unemployment, this would be great for the Fed, even though Powell was talking yesterday. Yesterday. And basically said that fund rates are still going to pretty much stay where they are, and that there will be no change. Everything, the data is too early. And I believe that's one of Powell's shortcomings is he just waits, man, too long for stuff. This guy, like, he waited too long to raise interests. Now it looks like he might be waiting too long to increase them. Having said that, I would understand, I understand what he's saying. One good CPI report is not a good reason for you to decrease rates. But if you get unemployment spiking, then that might be a good reason. All right. So, and even the good CPI data, it's still not good. It's that inflation still has to come down. It's too high. Nobody likes losing 2.8% of their money every year to inflation. So, the acceptable parameters is around 2%, which still is unacceptable in my view. But that's why we buy gold and silver and hoard it like Schmiegel. My precious. So yeah, be very aware of that. That is coming soon. So other than that, if you're looking to trade the bit, what I would recommend is you keep these levels in mind, especially the this high from 92 and this high from 95. That's pretty much going to be what I'm looking for out of this. And if you want to get back, wait for a pull. If you want to get in, wait for a pullback, and look to take advantage of that. All right. So that's really what I'm expecting, barring any crazy news event coming out, which these days, all you have to do is open up your browser or turn on the TV, and it seems like they're all crazy news. 2 words from Power. Good morning. From Power or Powell? I'm not sure what that means. Most powerful words in crypto 2 seconds before a dump. Oh, yeah. From any power, really, whether it be Donald. The other funny thing, actually, can't believe I didn't say that. I should have posted that Dumb and Dumber meme, but because that's hilarious. But look at Tesla yesterday. Wow, quick little photo op there in with Trump and Elon sitting in a Tesla. Trump apparently bought a Tesla he can't drive for the next, pretty much 4 years. But damn, 7.5% pump. Very nice. Thanks, Donald. I gotta stop saying his name because I'm gonna get flagged here on the YouTube. You're not allowed to say his name. It's very strange. All right. Anyways, that's it's just so funny, man. Have a bunch of Teslas parked outside the White House and a guy with a bad haircut looking at them and saying, I really love these. These are great. I can't drive them, but I bought one. I'm going to pay with a check. And it just pumps. So quite amazing. But yeah, that's what I would say. Now, there's a lot of people who are pretty bearish, right? And think that lower is inevitable. And this is always true, right? Lower is inevitable. There's no way that that we're never going to revisit below this level. But we've already hit our first take profit on this butterfly, and I would be looking for at least the second here. All right. I didn't even have to try today for you to say his name. Yeah, man. Hopefully, let's see if the video gets flagged. We will call him the one we cannot mention. Yeah, and I'm not being political about it. I'm just saying, this stuff is hilarious. Guy gets in a car and all of a sudden your stock pumps huge. It's we live in a weird world, man. We live in a weird world. That's all I can say. It's pretty bizarre. So yeah, we're going to be doing a little more. Yeah, maybe Scrooge McDuck, Oddbjorner, yeah. Doing his backstrokes in his It is Mar-a-Lago Bitcoin slash gold depository or repository. So yeah, I'll be on the Discord very soon. I'm gotta just go do a couple of things, and then I will hop on in there. Right now, again, yeah, Bitcoin looks pretty good to me. I'd like to see it lower. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we do get a decent pullback, right? These moves oftentimes will give you those great pullback opportunities to hop in, something like this as price is coming down. So haven't really had that yet, except for this pullback here. Again, if we look at it on the 30-minute chart, just so you understand why I'm saying that, I'll get rid of those in a second. And just give this the old, pardon me. Oh, I've already got one open. Look at that. So that was pretty decent, right? You've got a nice order block here. Price comes into that golden pocket order block combo, and off you go. So can't complain about that long. Yesterday at 3 p.m. GMT time. But other than that, we haven't really had a real decent pullback on the whole move, right? So that could happen before price continues on its merry way, and likely will. But if it doesn't, that's perfectly normal and acceptable as well, all right? So having said that, yeah, that's pretty much where I stand on it. I know a lot of people are saying down, 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 and I agree with that. I'm not saying we're not going down, but nothing happens the way you expect it in life, Remember, no, never mind. I'm not going to talk about that. But yeah, we could definitely be going up somewhere towards this zone, 92-ish, maybe take out this high here at 94, and then come back down and revisit these zones and head down to that 75, maybe 72K level. Definite possibility. And we could also just be taking off, as the thumbnail showed, a timid little bull with some raggedy old wings slapped on him, about to jump off the ledge and take the plunge, baby. That's what this is all about. So that's what I'm looking at. That's how I see it today. And that's about it, man. So I hope you guys stay safe, be well, protect your capital, and I will see you in the Discord very shortly. Thanks so much, and you guys have a great day.